Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, my friend Platy and I are going to draw Pokedex entries submitted through Google Translate because we have a long and arduous history with Google Translate.
Yes, we are frequent abusers of the translation program.
Before this happened, we were just fry emails and blog posts and fanfictions and whatnot. But now we're actually gonna do Pokedex entries.
Which we took the idea of from Drawfee Channel.
Yes, give our regards to Dropping Channel and Jaden Animations and The Odd Ones Out. So, are we going to draw to try and figure out the Pokemon who's...
No, I think what we're doing is we're just looking at the description and trying to draw something based on the description. You can guess what it's actually supposed to be, but basically you're trying to draw a creature that conveys the idea of the translation.
Okay. And we're just doing Kantonian Pokemon, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The first translation is, woods are very sharp. Its large red nose distinguishes the leaves and leaves of leaves that do not like odor.
Okay. Yours is, we believe that in recent research we have more than 20 samples of the stomach.
I mean, if you ask me right off the... That was horrible. I'm guessing it's a Gulpin based on that, but this is the wrong region.
Okay, so that means I've succeeded because I was worried that the Pokedex entry would be too obvious. So, okay, you got me because my mind immediately went to Go-Goat when I heard wood.
Also, I'm drawing on the wrong layer. This is the layer for the third thing. So there's 20 samples of the stomach, right?
Yes. 20.
I'm pretty sure it's actually supposed to be Arbok. So, I'm going to draw our character who is probably a scientist.
I'm still trying to figure out what to draw based on. I kind of want to do, like, the drawing of that meme with the dog's face and the thing of wood.
Okay, here's his stomach sample from what I'm going to draw on the other side of the page. Scientists wear ties, right? This is not a good scientist.
Professor Oak has become desperate. Okay, so since it says the word nose twice, I think that's what I'm going to start with.
Yes, it's large red nose. Nose.
Is it nope? Nose pass?
Nose pass isn't generation 1.
Okay.
So what's something that has a lot of stomach samples? I'm feeling really uninspired and just want to draw a Snorlax.
You should probably draw like a Tengu nose.
That would be large and red.
Or like Tumnus from the 1970s version of Chronicles of Narnia.
I'm just giving this guy more stomach samples.
How many Pokemon did he have to get these stomach samples from?
Well, I guess 20. Okay, so it's something that's really rare because they only recently got a 20th sample of its stomach.
I like how that one vial has like a smiley face on it.
I don't know what I'm drawing.
Just gonna draw them like stacked up on top of each other.
Oh dear.
This is not looking like a Pokemon.
It's just a stomach with an elephant trunk. I don't know what this is.
It's a
The
Fanfi?
stomach is clear like the vial.
Is it Fanfi? But Fanfi is from Johto, right? I've never played Region 2.
That's why it's going to be fun if we do another one of these and can do some other generations of Pokemon because you won't know what to expect in them.
I think I'm gonna have way too much fun with this. Let's give him those angry Pokemon shonen eyes.
I don't know what I'm drawing.
Poor thing.
It's just really sad because its stomach keeps being sampled.
What is this? What kind of monstrosity is this?
One that happens when I don't know what to draw.
Okay, wood.
I turned the man's outline screen. That's not good. I'm too lazy to make another layer.
Just
I don't know what this is. His pants are 2 different colors, but that's okay. Maybe this was one of the first 4 samples of its stomach, and that's when they first started sampling.
Maybe some of it got on his pants and discolored it. I'm trying to do a thing like Ghastly where he has like a gaseous body.
And I'm getting fairy vibes from this thing. I think it can do something magical with its stomach contents if only scientists weren't constantly testing it and making it depressed.
Oh, this poor dear. Wood is very sharp, so I think he should have like tree branch arms.
I think he needs a weird lab coat that has tails off it like this.
What is this? Does this look like a Pokemon to you?
Does what?
This monstrosity that's being birthed from my hands.
I don't know, I can't see your screen.
Alright, I took a picture of it on my phone, I'm gonna send it to you. Beefing.
I'm just feeling very uninspired by this description, so I combined the word beaker and elephant. That was the only thing I could come up with.
Can you see it?
I'm checking. Oh! This scares me. What's the 2 different nose-looking objects?
Well, it said nose twice, so I figured that he should have 2 noses.
Oh.
I think I'm gonna give him a mustache, but because it's for distinguishing leaves, I'm gonna make the mustache look like weed. Oh boy. He looks so stupid!
I'm going to try and draw what I think the Pokemon actually is.
Okay. I have no idea what yours could be.
And since they have a variety of patterns, it doesn't matter that I'm doing one wrong. I can make up whatever pattern I want.
Oh, it's Arbok!
Isn't that what yours was?
Yes. I mean, that's why I was worried about it being too obvious. I tried to go for the Pokedex description that would be the most weird out of context, but I think it ended up being too specific.
Yeah, I think my second one is a little bit too obvious. I actually changed it from one to a different one at the last minute, which description I picked for it, because I didn't want to pick a different Pokemon. But yeah, the original... Hold on, let me turn this layer off for a minute.
What?!
This is the entry for Weedle from Pokemon... I think this is from Ruby. But yes, you have warped a Weedle. Are you proud of yourself? Draw a terrified Weedle next to it for scale. I want to see a poor little Weedle looking at the monstrosity you've created.
I can't believe that's a Weedle. Why didn't I recognize it as a Weedle?
I mean, my other possible things were... I will find pages in the jungle. My head has a sharp needle. And common view of wild and grassy areas. When I read it, it will hurt my head. The only reason I didn't pick one of the other 2 was because I wanted to make sure I remembered where the entry was from.
Oh.
I accidentally got lost on which one I was on.
I'm
So
sure
I picked the one I could recognize which description it was originally.
I'm sure that if you had sent me that one, the second one, I probably would have mistaken it for Psyduck.
Do I get points for my scientist guide?
Yes. He looks like his hair could be part of evil non-Weedle's mustache. Oh my god, I can't believe it's Weedle.
Wrong color. Oh, no. There we go. Okay, there's the Arbok pattern I drew.
Cutie. I included Arbok in there because I had one on my team. Her name is Naga and she's literally perfect.
Oh.
It's a Weedle.
Jeez, that thing's huge. Why is it so big?
I mean, I was
I
kind of
definitely like the Weedle, though.
this poor child.
Poor baby beetle.
When I played the original Pokemon Leaf Green, Weedle was on my team during the playthrough. I remember, like, this was back before I knew about type pairings and weaknesses and all that, and so I would have my Caterpie going into battle, and then when I would get knocked out, I would have said my Weedle in afterward, and it would just be like, I will avenge you, Caterpie!
So are we almost ready to move on to the next thing?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay.
Poor Weedle.
Give me a few eggs a day, and it will not divide your wicked people.
Is that execute?
Well, I don't want to tell you until you've started drawing it.
Okay. I mean, all I can see it as is execute. Okay, so your description is, it is enough to extract volcanoes, but not often.
We keep extracting stuff. The first thing that comes to my mind for volcanoes would be a Magmar. Okay. So it can sometimes extract from volcanoes. So I suppose the only thing we can do is start with a volcano.
Ah, my microphone is falling off its stand. No, get back here! I'm just thinking about that one episode of Sailor Moon R where they didn't really fight any enemies. It was just an actual volcano.
I suppose I shouldn't draw this volcano full size because I'm pretty sure what I'm going to end up drawing will be much smaller than a volcano. So this is just the top of the volcano now.
So I'm just drawing Yoshi
Okay.
as eggs.
Okay.
I mean, I'm drawing this Yoshi without reference, so maybe it'll look like a Pokemon, I don't know. So ugly.
Okay, I'm giving this thing a lot of legs
Oh my gosh.
for its ability to climb up the volcano, but not very often. And it's just got pickaxes for arms.
I'm getting Scyther vibes. What should we talk about while we draw these abominations?
Well, I guess you gave a story about Pokemon. So, my story is that I once played Fire Red, and I did an exploit where if you go to Nugget Bridge and get defeated, it'll reset the Rocket Grunt, giving you the nugget.
Oh no.
So you can just get infinite nuggets in that version.
Wow.
And so I did that, and there was another one where I decided to train only a Pidgey,
Oh.
and a team of 5 Meowth with pickup. And so I just get a whole bunch of rare candies for it. And I got it up to level 70 at least.
I should give him a big egg-shaped body.
I don't know why it looks like an ant.
He looks like an enemy from Bugdom.
Oh dear. I'm going to give it a big crystal jutting out of its back because...
Maybe it's a Firestone.
I don't think so. And I'm going to guess the reason it doesn't like to extract the volcano very often is because it is an ice and bug type.
I'm interpreting this like if you give it a few eggs a day, it will not divide your wicked people. So it's like I see it as like protection racketing. So I'm just gonna make him look like Yakuza-ish, like gangster Yoshi.
Oh dear. I'm not sure what I'm drawing, but they definitely aren't Pokemon.
So do you want to talk more about some of the other monstrosities that we put through Google Translate? Because I know you were the catalyst for this journey.
I'm trying to think of what we might have started with.
Was it a toast?
Oh dear. Let's not talk about toast.
Okay. I just find it really funny how when I was younger I didn't watch a whole lot of Woof Woof Power, and now I'm just like, when I'm writing scenes for the Orchard House, I'm just like, take a drink for every Woof Woof Power reference.
Oh dear.
I didn't write a whole lot of fanfiction back then, but I did have an original story about the main villain of one of the Orchard House's older drafts, and his name happened to be Lucario. He wasn't he wasn't an actual Lucario, he was just a person who happened to be named Lucario, because I remember I was trying to come up with a name for him, and then I was hanging out with one of my friends and we were playing Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and then I think she was mating as Lucario, and I'm like, hey, that's a good name, I should name my main villain that, okay. And so I never finished it. It was only like 10 chapters long, and it started out really edgy at first because I wrote it when I was in the throes of my teenage angst phase, but then it got really stupid and really weird. And now I just, like, with that story, along with other stories that I plan on doing, I just put them through Google Translate and just see what kind of development will come from that.
I'm trying to draw a Magmar off to the side because that's what I think you've told me to draw. But I realize I don't remember how to draw a Magmar.
I'll just start by saying that it's not Magmar.
Oh. Now he's sad.
Should I give my Pokemon really thick, intense shonen eyebrows too?
Sure.
Because he's supposed to be like Yakuza Yoshi. I should give him a tail.
Something that does something with volcanoes, so it's either a fire type or something that destroys volcanoes. Let's see, we'd have Moltres. Is it that?
Okay, I think I'm done with my drawing, and so when I show it, and so maybe when I show mine to you, then you can tell me what you had me draw, and I'll tell you what I had you draw.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him a SpongeBob tattoo.
Why?
Well, not like an actual SpongeBob tattoo, but like the Salty Spittoon tattoo.
How tough am I? Wow.
Still, why?
Why not? Okay, so this is what I drew.
Oh, it's more creative than I thought when you said you're just basically drawing Yoshi.
Well, I was drawing Yoshi without reference. So
I don't think either of our creations look like a Pokemon. I suppose I'll give you the original description.
Chansey? Are you kidding me?
Yep, you've drawn Chansey.
I thought for sure it was Execute.
What did you have me draw?
Diglett.
Oh. Okay, I was not thinking Diglett at all. If only I'd known it was Diglett, then I wouldn't have had any trouble drawing one. There we go. I'll make it an Alolan Diglett. Hey, that's one detail I got. I drew strands of hair on mine like an Alolan Diglett. Does that count?
Well,
Do I get points?
I read you the Dex entry for Alolan Diglett, so yeah, I guess it does count. Although it's powerful enough to dig right through volcanic rock, it doesn't allow itself to be seen very often. Speaking of SpongeBob, that's what I named my Diglett into.
Why?
Because there was a meme where it was the scene with the Salty Spittoon, and it was a bunch of Alola duck trios coming up to the salty spittoon, and then the guy working the door is like, haven't I seen you before? He's like, I'm a drifter, just blew into town. And then the scene where SpongeBob actually comes in, it's regular Diglett, but with a rainbow afro. So that's what inspired me to name my Diglett SpongeBob.
Shall we move to the next one? Okay, your third translation is my favorite of the bunch.
What? Okay, so here's one. It focuses on mental energy and takes it while browsing. Another name for this Pokemon is Biggest.
Biggest what?
That's it. It's just Biggest.
Okay, so I'm imagining a really fat meditator browsing the internet. I can draw rectangles.
You have a rectangle tool.
The tools are hard to use.
Okay, so you already drew a mountain, and I already drew like a field, so I think I'm gonna draw an ocean.
I'm just going to draw a YouTube over here.
What do you think he's watching?
I don't know because I wrote some gibberish.
You think he's watching Shane Dawson?
No.
Guys, leave your comments below. What do you think he's watching on YouTube?
Is he watching your speed paint? Is he watching your pigeon video?
I imagine him like browsing a library, but I think yours is funnier. So I'm kind of getting, even though it's the wrong region, I'm kind of getting Whismur vibes.
Or Whismur?
So I think I'm just gonna take some inspiration from Whismur and just draw a giant Pokemon screaming underwater.
I don't know how cord mouses plug into a computer, so I'm doing it like this.
I have a wireless mouse too. I forgot how they work. So I'm drawing it under the water, so I think it should be like a fish Pokemon. Like maybe a fusion between a Whalmer and a Whismur. I was trying to think of a pun that combines their names together, but I realized they're too similar, so I can't pull it off.
I'm kind of drawing a Snorlax. I have to make it look less like a Snorlax.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna draw like an anglerfish, but draw like a wedding ring on the other end.
Did you finally look back over at mine?
It looks weird.
Well, your description was weird. Nope, that was not the right spot to fill in. I don't know why I'm so insistent on only using one layer.
I think I'm gonna make it pink because we're taking inspiration from Whismur. What was? Is that your?
It goes to bed at 10 o'clock. So it's always interrupting us.
Your Tamagotchi is always there.
Always either needs food or is going to bed at that hour.
Or it's evolving. Rest in peace, Bill. I don't know what I just drew. Psychic says electric.
Because it's meditating and it uses the computer.
But you
it browses.
But you came up with the computer interpretation yourself. For all you know, it could be like a grass type because wood and books and libraries and browsing libraries.
I had to come up with something. So how far along is yours coming?
I'm almost done. I think I'm gonna draw the cruise ship for a sense of scale.
You want me to get the actual description for your Pokemon?
You can.
Okay. It controls a big territory. If it detects an unknown smell, it roars loudly to force out the intruder. And I have no idea what you gave me, but I'm going to try to draw what I gave you in the corner. Except apparently a bit more terrifying.
I can't tell what it is.
I'm still drawing it. You'll figure it out once I'm closer to done.
Is it an Arcanine?
Why would an Arcanine fit under a table?
Is it a Growlithe?
Yes. You're Growlithe.
Oh my god! I gotta show you what I drew. It's definitely not an Arcanine.
Or a Growlithe. Can you tell me the original description of yours?
It focuses psychic energy into its tail and rides like it is surfing. Another name for this Pokemon is Hodad. It's a Alolan.
What?
It's a Alolan Raichu.
Well, I know that, but what was the last part?
Another name for this Pokemon is Hodad.
It is?
I swear to God, that's what its Ultra Sun deck says.
Nope, I'm looking this up.
What does Hodad mean?
A non-surfer who frequents surfing beaches and pretends to be a surfer. And is also a small chain of hamburger restaurants in San Diego, United States. I don't have enough room to draw a proper Alolan Raichu.
Wait, but basically all of the Pokemon that I sent you were all my favorite Pokemon on my team during the Let's Go Eevee playthrough. It doesn't include Bulbasaur though, or Eevee.
This is as close as you're getting to me drawing an Alolan Raichu here. I mean, you really threw me. You did two that were Alolan forms.
I mean, I just went for the decks that looked the most fun to fry without it being too specific.
But Alolan forms aren't native to Kanto.
I mean, they originated in Kanto.
I mean, can we be sure?
I mean, you find them in Let's Go Eevee when you do trades.
That's because those are international people who came to the region on vacation.
You could say that they're Alolan, but they're not exclusive to Alola. Like, you wouldn't have an Alolan form without an original Kanto form, so that's my story and I'm sticking to it.
Okay, there's my Alolan Raichu.
Oh, he looks like mustard.
Why mustard?
Because it's bright and yellow and Kraft mac and cheese.
Well, I got the typing right?
Yeah.
So, at least I got that part. So, in conclusion,
Google Translate is only really good at messing up Pokedex entries if they're from the Alola region.
I guess that's it.
Yeah.